नमस्ते स्टूडेंट, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। आई एम डॉक्टर सुमन आहूजा, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, काय चिकित्सा डिपार्टमेंट, फैकल्टी ऑफ आयुर्वेदिक साइंस, ज्योति विद्यापीठ, विमेंस यूनिवर्सिटी. So today I am going to discuss very important disease, osteoporosis. So it is divided into two sessions, part 1 and part 2. Today I'll discuss part 1 that defines the osteoporosis, its causes, its clinical features and sign and symptoms, risk factors. So I am sharing a presentation with you so that we can easily understand its concept. So osteoporosis is the most common bone disease. It has been estimated that more than 8.9 million fractures occur annually worldwide, and most of these occurs in patients with osteopenia and osteoporosis. About one third of all women and one fifth of men aged 50 and above suffer fractures at some point in life. The burden of osteoporosis-related fractures is predicted to increase by 2 to 3-fold by 2050 on a worldwide basis due to aging of population. Osteoporosis is underdiagnosed and undertreated in Asia and the Indian subcontinent, particularly in rural areas due to low provision of technology like DXA, which are required to make the diagnosis. So this is a picture of osteoporosis. Healthy bone is a very compact bone. In osteoporosis, there are very big holes which makes it porous. That's why it is called as osteoporosis. So fracture in patients with osteoporosis can affect any bone. Common sites are forearm, then it is called as Colles fractures, spine, vertebral fractures, humerus, and hoe. And these fractures become more common with increasing age. About one third of vertebral fractures come to medical attention, clinical vertebral fracture, and the true number of patients with vertebral fracture is much greater. Of these, hip fractures are the most serious and have an immediate mortality of about 12% and a continued increase in mortality of about 20% when compared with age-matched controls. Treatment of hip fracture accounts for the majority of healthcare costs associated with osteoporosis. So if we see pathophysiology, defining feature of osteoporosis is reduced bone density, which causes microarchitectural deterioration of bone tissue and leads to increased risk of fracture in response to minor trauma. The risk of fracture increases markedly with age in both genders, and it is mostly attributable to an increased risk of falling with age. So, but is also due in part to an age-related decline in bone mass, especially in women. Bone mass increases during growth to reach a peak between the ages of 20 and about 45 years, but falls thereafter in both genders with an accelerated phase of bone loss after the menopause in women due to estrogen deficiency. The loss of bone with aging is caused by an imbalance in bone remodeling cycle, whereby the amount of new bone formed by osteoblasts cannot keep pace with the amount that is removed by osteoclasts. The reduction in bone formation is thought to be partly due to differentiation of bone marrow stem cells to adipocytes as opposed to osteoblasts. Risk factor for osteoporosis, genetic causes, that is single gene disorders, polygenic inheritance, single gene disorders, LRP5 mutations, estrogen receptor mutations, polygenic inheritance, common variant in many ways, endocrine disease, hypogonadism, hyperthyroidism, hyperparathyroidism, and Cushing syndrome. Inflammatory disease, inflammatory bowel disease, ankylosing spondylitis, rheumatoid arthritis, drugs, glucocorticoids, gonadotropin releasing hormone agonists, evothyroxine, over replacements, aromatase inhibitors, thiazolidinediones, which are anti-diabetic medicines, anticonvulsants, anti-epileptic, alcohol intake more than 3 units per day, and heparin. Now, gastrointestinal causes, malabsorption, chronic liver disease, lung disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cystic fibrosis, miscellaneous causes as myeloma, homocystinuria, anorexia nervosa, highly trained athletes, harmless causes, HIV infection, Gaucher's disease, systemic mastocytosis, immobilization, body mass index less than 18, heavy smoking, autoantibodies to osteoprotegerine. Genetic factors accounts for up to 80% of variation in bone density, and genome-wide association studies have shown that susceptibility is determined in part by a large number of common variants, and rarely osteoporosis may be caused by mutation in single genes. Environmental factors such as exercise, calcium intake during growth and adolescence are important in maximizing peak bone mass and regulating rates of post-menopausal bone loss. Smoking has a detrimental effect on BMD associated with increased fracture risk, partly because female smokers have an earlier menopause than non-smokers. Heavy alcohol intake is a recognized cause of osteoporosis and fractures, but moderate intake does not substantially alter the risk. Now, there is one type of osteoporosis, that is idioosteoporosis, and this is used to describe the occurrence of osteoporosis in patients with no specific underlying cause. Slightly misleading terms is most of the patients in this category have age-related osteoporosis or osteoporosis associated with inheritance of genetic variants that regulate bone density. Next is secondary osteoporosis occur in association with a variety of diseases and drug treatments, and in many cases, more than one disease or risk factor is operative. Secondary osteoporosis causes which we discussed previously. So secondary causes of osteoporosis are particularly common in men, occurring in up to 50% of patients. Hypogonadism, glucocorticoid use, and alcohol excess are the most important predisposing factors. Glucocorticoid-induced osteoporosis is a common problem with patients with systemic inflammatory and chronic pulmonary diseases. So risk is related to dose and duration of corticoid therapy and increases substantially in patients who have taken more than 7.5 milligram of prednisolone daily for more than 3 months. Inhaled glucocorticoids can reduce bone density, but the risk of osteoporosis is much lower than with systemic therapy. Glucocorticoids mainly cause osteoporosis by inhibiting bone formation and causing apoptosis of osteoblast and osteocytes. Next is pregnancy-associated osteoporosis. It's a rare form of osteoporosis, typically presents with back pain, multiple vertebral fractures during the second or third trimester. Cause is unknown but may relate to an exacerbation of the bone loss that normally occurs during pregnancy in patients with pre-existing low bone mass. Now, clinical features doesn't cause any symptoms until a fracture occurs, but non-vertebral fractures are almost always caused by a traumatic event, most usually a simple fall. The term fragility fracture is used to describe a fracture that occurs as the result of a fall from a standing height or less, and these are of the typical of osteoporosis. It is important to remember that the majority of people who suffer fragility fracture do not have osteoporosis. Some have normal bone density, but most of them have osteopenia. The clinical signs of fractures are pain, local tenderness, deformity. In hip fracture, the patient is unable to weight bear and has a shortened and externally rotated limb on the affected side. So the presentation of vertebral fractures is variable. Some patients present with acute severe back pain may radiate to anterior chest or abdominal wall, may be mistaken for a myocardial infarction, aortic dissection, or intra-abdominal pathology. In others, the presentation is with height loss and kyphosis in absence of pain or with chronic back pain. Sometimes the presentation of osteoporosis is with radiological osteopenia or as a vertebral deformity on an X-ray that has been performed for other reasons. So this was all about osteoporosis part 1, and we discussed osteoporosis definition, its pathogenesis, its important risk factor, causes, its types, and clinical features. So I hope you are satisfied with the session, and this session was powered by Digital version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. If you have any doubts, please write in the comment box and that will be later resolved.